Good, very early morning. It's the 4th of August, 2021, Thursday morning. And what we're looking at here, I'm going to call this a guilty pleasure game. Man, I haven't played this game in a good while. There's a reason behind that. Maybe 3 years, right? But I have played this game quite a bit. I got this game, I don't know, I probably got this around, I don't know, 20, it's probably been a good 10 years, 8 or 9 years. And I've used this game a lot to play. I was trying to teach some people how to play war games. And one particular individual, I got him into wargaming through this game. And eventually there was a time where he said, I don't want to play this anymore. He moved past it because it's a simple game. Almost too simple if you're a war gamer. But for whatever reason, I like to get this out. And I like to play it. It's just not a long game at all. I can't really remember how, but it's not long at all. You can play multiple games of this in a session if you want. And it was just always fun to me. It's put out by Mayfair Games, and it was designed by Martin Wallace, which we usually think of as Euro games, but he does a few war games and Worlds, if you will. This is more of a war game than a Euro, but it still has some of that Martin Wallace feel. It's very light. It's a very light game. We'll look at the blurb on the back here. A testifier is the perfect way for two players to swiftly and casually explore military strategy in the first battle of the American Civil War. It tells us a rich story without requiring a lot of time or complicated rules. Yeah, nothing complicated about it, that's true. You can finish a game in 45 minutes. Yeah, it's probably more like an hour, but yeah, sure. Dice and action cards determine flexible command opportunities. This easy to learn strategy game eloquently portrays the uncertainty, opportunities, challenges, and excitement of command, especially with raw, untrained armies. Testifier. Bull Run. Yeah, it's obviously about First Manassas, 1861. Obviously about First Manassas, right? So, we got the rule book here. I haven't opened this in a good while either. I've never talked about much on the while I'm doing these reviews and stuff on this channel, just because it's kind of embarrassing. I like this so much, you know. But I've always enjoyed it. The full rule book is what, 16 pages? But no, it's not 16 pages. It is. Okay, so we get to page 8, where we get to optional rules, which they do add some things to it. Optional rules is cool. Right? But how you play this, you play it in a series of, well, let's look at the components first, and then we'll talk about how we play it, right? A little bit, if I can remember. Like I said, people that, war gamers, you know, you move on from this quickly, even if you're learning war gaming. But for whatever reason, it's a fun game to me. Here's the map, mounted map. What is that, like 11 to 17? It's very small, but it's gets it done. It's not a bad map. You have a few. It's obviously area to area movement on a. Right. So that's what you got. Counters here, right? Counters. These are Yankee counters, obviously. USA, right? That's what a counter looked like. Right. So that is full strength, and that is diminished, and then you're going to have, after this, they're just going to go off the map. You have leaders as well. If I'm not mistaken, you get leaders as well. Here's a forward. I played that rule a lot. A forward rule, right? Forward. Shit. Right. So, and then the rebel counters here, just kind of the same. Okay. You both are going to get. That's who's playing the Reds. You put it right there. And if you're going to play Yankees, you are, or play the Yankees, you're going to get this one here. There's two sets of cards, right? So so now I think we can talk about rules just a little bit. Okay. So what you're going to do, when it comes your turn, you're going to roll for pools of dice, actually. So here, you got the U.S. and the CSA. CSA is going to roll 3 dice, and the U.S. is going to roll 4. All right. And what you're doing, out of that pool, you got the ones. You draw a card, draw the top card from your deck. If you have more than 5 cards in your hand at the end of your turn, you must discard until you have 5 cards. That's right, you got card hands. See the card descriptions, right? So on ones, your cards are going to do different effects, right? You're going to have a retreat card, a route card, a firepower card. What's that firepower card do? Roll 1 extra die when determining hits in combat. This card may not be used to exceed the 6 dice limit, right? Alright, so it's going to have different effects, right? So on your ones, you draw a hand to your card to your hand. There's a gnat in here. Alright, and then for the twos and threes, you're going to fire, right? So firing is make an artillery attack against opposing units in an area adjacent to at least one of your artillery batteries, right? All right. And move on 4s and 5s, okay? And 6, you're going to have leader rules, right? Different leader rules for different leaders. If I'm not mistaken, I do believe the Confederates get 2 leaders to the Union 1. Maybe. I might not remember, but I do think the leader rules favors the Confederates. And the terrain, you know, I think for whatever reason, the setup in the terrain, it favors the Confederates as well. That's why it looks like, you say, the Union gets 4 dice, and the CSA get 3 dice, but it balances out because I think from the terrain and the leader rules, it's a pretty even game. And then on your movement, if whoever's in the same after your move, whoever being in the same after the movement, if you got opposing armies or opposing counters in the same area, you're going to go to combat, and combat's just to resolve combat. I can't remember. Let's see. Here's right here. The defending unit roll and resolve their assault. The remaining attacking units roll and resolve their assault. All right. So after you take an action, you may resolve combat in any areas that contain units from both sides. At the end of your turn, you must resolve combat in each area that still contains units from both sides. Right. That's right. And resolving an assault, roll 2 dice for each infantry unit in the assault. If the result is 1, 2, 3, or 4, you miss and nothing happens. When a 5 or 6, you hit one of the opposing infantry units. Roll 1 die for each to determine the result. If 3 zeros, 4, 5, or 6. The enemy unit takes damage. That's flipping it over. It moves 1, 2, or 3. Enemy unit retreats. Yeah, that is one of the cool rules. It's you're a lot of times you are just retreating, regrouping in this game. And it's a bit of a, as you can see, got a great insert there. I love the insert for me for gun. It's a bit of a dice fest, and they give you a lot of dice for them. 6 dice each for the Union and 6 for the Confederates. And so that's about it. It's that easy. It's that simple. You can learn it in just a few minutes, and you can play it. And it is, will it teach you something about the First Manassas? I guess it can. Teach you the leaders. It teach you some very abstract things. Combat, certainly nothing. It's not going to teach you nothing in detail. Everything's going to be very abstract. But I do think it's a fun game. And it's what I say. It's one of my guilty pleasure games because, you know, I wouldn't take this to a convention or anything, right? I just don't want to embarrass myself. But I've always had a lot of fun with this game. Like I said, one of the reasons I bought this was to get people into wargaming. And a young man that I knew, he probably around 2012, said, "Hey man, I'm gonna get you into wargaming." You know, I thought he had the aptitude for it. He was very much into strategy games on the computer. So, and this is what I got him in. And we played this a bunch until he said, "I don't want to play this no more. I'm far past this." Still play with the guy too. So, yeah, it's just so lot that, but it's just fun. And it's something that, you know, I almost could have played with my mother. You know, it's almost that. So yeah, that's it, man. It's just a fun game. And I've always had a lot of fun with it. And like I said, it's just a guilty pleasure. So, done. I'm about ready to go in here and finish watching some Olympics, I reckon. Y'all have a great day. Be careful. Stay safe out there. See y'all later. Bye-bye.